We're here to discuss about your movie Pareshaan Parinda.
Yes, I'm excited.
Will you just briefly tell us the synopsis in a couple of words? What our audience is expecting from this film?
Well, the title itself, Pareshaan Parinda, if you convert that into English, it is a troubled soul. It's a story about a young couple. Now, I shouldn't say couple actually. It's a story about a young guy. He's an IT engineer working in Sydney, and like youngsters do, they work hard and they party hard, and so does this guy. And this guy, one day he comes back from his work. He's very tired, and he just crashes in his bed. When he crashes in his bed, he's so tired he doesn't know. Obviously, he's had a few drinks, and next morning when he wakes up, he finds a girl next door sleeping next to him, and he looks and he says, "What the heck? Who's she?" And he doesn't know who she is. He doesn't recollect how she got there. And then she gets up and she asks the same question. And there's a lot of commotion within the room as to who are you and who are you. And it is his. And this guy says, "This is my room. This is my bed. How are you here?" And she says, "Did you kidnap me?" "No, I didn't. Why would I kidnap you?" And this kept on and on and on. And it turned out that she's the gangster's daughter, the biggest gangster in Sydney. And he's shocked because he's never experienced. Forget a gangster, he's never experienced what he's experienced right now. Yeah, so...
Why choose Sydney? Why choose Sydney? You're a New Zealand-based director. Why choose Sydney?
I'll correct you there. I'm a New Zealand-based Indian director who's got his roots out of India, in Mumbai, and I'm also actually doing a film in Mumbai. So I'm in and out of India, but yes, I have sort of, Base myself in New Zealand. I like it there. But I love it here as well, in Fiji, and I'll give you reasons in a moment. But why Sydney? Purely because what's happening is, out of India, where are the Indians actually literally going outside the world? First it was the US, then it became Canada. Where else? Singapore. Now it is Australia. So everyone's going to Australia. I mean, they're going to New Zealand as well, but Australia more so. And where in Australia? Sydney. So we thought, you know what, this is a story which is of an NRI, which is non-resident Indian. And where are these non-resident Indians? They're in Sydney, in
Parramatta, in Blacktown, in Liverpool.
You tell me. You're from there, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
You have actors from different nationalities. This is something that's unique to the movies that you've done before.
Yes.
Is there a reason why you choose actors from of Indian heritage from Fiji, from New Zealand, from India?
Yes, I mean the story demanded that, and it demanded that we have actors from all parts as much as possible. So we've got actors from India, we've got actors from Australia, we've got actors from Fiji, we've got actors from Singapore. So we picked up a variety of actors from all over the world, and you know what, Fiji shines in this as well, which is great. And I think that Fiji's got a lot of talent. It's just that they just don't get the opportunity. They just don't get the stage, so to speak, to go to the international level. And this movie is international. This movie has already screened in India and still screening. As a filmmaker, we want a film to be screening for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's great, but this is its third week in India, which is fantastic. So and Fijian Indians are shining, and why not?
You've done 3 other movies. We're using the same cast. I say same nationality of casts.
Right.
How did they perform? I'm talking about Feeling Lucky, Twisted Families, and
Urban Turban.
Urban Turban.
So again, Urban Turban is it's a Sikh. I shouldn't say it's a Sikh movie, but it is the main lead is a Sikh boy, and so it was kind of focused on that. And it's a cross-cultural story. I love cross-cultural stories, because that's who we are when we're outside our country. When you come out of Fiji, when you go to Australia, or go to New Zealand, it's a cross-cultural setting you're in. And same for us. I come from India, and this is a cross-cultural setting for me as well. And so that's why Urban Turban is cross-cultural. Twisted Families is cross-cultural, and it's 2 cultures clashing, and both are Indian cultures, one out of India and one out of Fiji. So that's Twisted Families. Feeling Lucky it's a hangover film for young guys. That's the kind of analogy I would give to. And Pareshaan Parinda is totally a romantic thriller, an international flick, which I think anyone and everyone loves it. So that's why it's running for regularly for the past 3 weeks. It's running in India. I'm pretty confident it's going to do pretty well here. Because people who are going to watch it, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
You've featured Fiji actors.
Yes.
Now, you have any future project that involves Fiji?
Yes, I do. And you're the first one I'm actually telling this to. I haven't told this to anyone yet. We are now in discussion with a Fiji actor, which is in my film, Pareshaan Parinda. And Anila is from Fiji. She's from Mombasa. And she's in the movie and she's done a great job. And while she's acting in front of camera, she was a great help behind the scenes as well, because she's also studied filmmaking. I asked her, and just day before yesterday, and I was talking to her and I was saying, what have you done in terms of, filmmaking? And she said, you know what, Devesh, I would love to, but I just don't have the scope and I don't have the direction. I've got some great story. And so we started talking, and she narrated me a story which is on your Girmit. And when she narrated me the story, the synopsis of it, I can tell you that is an international flick. She wants to base it from Australia, by the way, but I say we connect India and connect the dots obviously into Fiji. So this is very much a Fiji film which she wants to give a Australian flavor to it, and I'm saying, you know what, I'm an Indian, I'll bring India as well. So this is going to be sort of a triangular thing which is purely on Gurmit, and it is a very touching, true story. I had goosebumps, and I didn't know that this story existed. She has it.
That's something that's always the case. Especially there's not a lot of publicity on the regions of Gilmit, and
that's right.
and features about the endangered process itself. You as an Indian, who's obviously got links to Indo features, were you aware of this history?
Honestly, no, I wasn't. I was absolutely not, and when I came to know, it really hurt me, because definitely you guys are from where we are. End of story. You originally came from there, your forefathers came from there, and you guys have actually in Fiji kept the culture so well alive, and you have not just kept in Fiji, wherever you have gone in the world, be it Canada, be it the US, be it Australia, New Zealand, Fijian Indians have kept the culture, which I think so you should be proud of. I can say this on camera, sometimes the Indians who are out of India have not kept that which you guys have kept, because you actually treasure it, you miss it, and I feel for it. And as a director, as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, I want to tell that story, and if I'm the first one, so be it. I want to give it a international look, I want to give it a massive scale, and yes, I want to take this movie to the world, and hopefully we can travel with the movie, and Fiji can be proud of it. And Indians out of Fiji and the Fijians, you guys are no different. I mean, the Fijians as well have integrated so beautifully with the culture. You guys have integrated with the Fijians, and the Fijians have with the Indians. It's so beautiful. Where do we get to see all this? I don't see anywhere. I think so Fiji is a treasure in that sense. It's beautiful.
Coming back to your original movie, or the original reason we have. Now, when are we expecting this to be released in Fiji?
So this is releasing next weekend. So 7th of June onwards. 7th of June, my bad. It is releasing from 7th of June. It is releasing in Village 6 cinemas. And so that's where it is releasing, and so I'm very excited.
And the budget, how would you be able to disclose how much?
The budget?
Yeah.
Well, I guess the beauty is in the beast. So I would leave it to the audience to decide. It is at a scale that you will see. It is definitely at a very good scale. It is at a scale which we could show it in India, because India would not otherwise show the movie in mainstream cinemas. So we went mainstream in India. A lot of media covered in India, all over the country, and so it is a budget which you will decide. And being a director, I don't get to decide on that anyways. Okay. I just simply ask, give me this, and they do it, and the producer just makes it happen.
Now I understand that during the actual concept process, there was some assistance from Bollywood, especially in the writing section.
Yes.
Could you just elaborate on that?
So what happens with this? This is sort of based on a true story, Pareshaan Parinda, and this story was initially the concept and story is from Dr. Rachel Singh, who's also the producer of the film, and she had this story and she wanted to do something about it, and she started writing. So while she was writing, she's written the past 3 films as well, which I've directed. But when she wrote this film, she said, you know what, I want to bring in the Bollywood angle to it as well. So then we hired she hired a Bollywood scriptwriter. And then he also got in, and they collaborated together. And so they co-wrote. she being the lead writer, and then the other Bollywood writer was also there, and then the mix that has come out is just beautiful. So again, the scale thing comes in. So the moment the Bollywood, intermingles with the international writers, all of a sudden the scale changes, and that's proof is in the pudding, in which you will see it in the cinemas when it releases next weekend.
All the best with the movie, Mr. Singh, and I look forward to watching it in the cinemas.
Oh, absolutely, why not? I'm looking forward to it, and thank you so much for having me and doing this interview. Appreciate that, and you know what, love Pareshaan Parinda and go and watch it. Thank you.